The camera rig. A Sony a7 IV can look like this, but it can also look like this. You may be aware that there are a lot of add-ons for your camera. When I'm out doing event production, I very often see the cameraman showing up with some monstrosity like this, or this, or this. This one's mine though. I shoot a lot of different types of things. I go to technology demos. I actually just got back from an investor conference from a LiDAR company called Microvision. I attend CES for my other channel, the Bitcoin conference. I'm at like 15 art fairs every year, and between all that, I'm out shooting pictures of race cars. My needs from my camera will change a bit from each thing, depending on whether I'm out doing interviews, if I'm just taking photos, or if I need some super stabilized orbiting shot of whatever thing. And then of course, since I like to talk about what I'm doing out there here on this YouTube channel, I want a way to record what I'm seeing through the camera, not just what gets put onto the memory card. I want you to see all these little settings down below that I see when I'm shooting something. Right now I'm just shooting a picture of the TV that I'm using as a monitor. Anytime you see this view, like when I'm out doing street photography, it's not like the camera has some way of recording all the information you see on the screen. I have to go out of the HDMI port in the camera and into this thing called a Ninja 5 that sits on top. It's like a recording monitor. Having this extra handle underneath that thing makes all the extra weight a lot easier to hold. So I'm gonna go through all the add-ons that I put on my camera when I'm shooting here at the warehouse and also when I'm out at different parts of the world. My needs will probably not be the same as yours, and there's probably some optimal way to set this thing up that I haven't thought about. So feel free to chime in the comments with your advice. I love learning new tricks. I'm gonna strip this thing down and then go through it piece by piece. In the beginning, there was a humble Sony a7 IV. This camera, like all cameras as far as I know, only comes with a single hot shoe mount. Great, I've got a spot for my front-facing microphone. But then, where am I gonna put the receiver for my wireless lapel mic? Enter the Smallrig Cage. With this cage, I've got the hot shoe, and now I've got an additional cold shoe on the side, so now there's a spot for the receiver and this microphone. When I'm at a convention or something, I like to mic myself with one of these Rode Wireless 2 Go mics hooked to like a lapel or something. This system comes with one receiver and then two transmitters. Both of these have a mic on them, but you can also plug a mic into them. So I use one of the transmitters to plug the front-facing mic that sits on my camera into, and the other one to sit on me and plug a lapel. So I'm mic'd. That way I'm mic'd behind the camera, whatever's in front of me. If I'm talking to someone, they're mic'd in front of the camera. So with this setup, both mics are plugged into this Wireless 2 Go receiver. That plugs right into the camera. So this alone is a fine setup for going to like a convention, where I might be asking people some questions, and for the most part, staying behind the camera. And if I want to get in front of the camera, there's an Arca Swiss plate built into the bottom of this cage. Super handy. And as we go through this video, I'm gonna have links to everything down in the description if you find anything that you might want to add to your rig. So this works great for conventions, but then along came this YouTube channel where I like to talk about cameras and how they actually work, and therefore wanted to be able to show what the camera was doing while taking pictures. That's easy enough to do. Atmos makes this monitor called the Ninja 5. HDMI goes out of the camera and into the Ninja 5, and then there's an onboard hard drive that records everything the camera sees. But this comes with two additional hurdles. One, it needs to mount somewhere, and it's a little heavy. Fine, the Rode receiver does have a little clip built right into it, so I can just clip that up here, and then the Ninja can mount on the cold shoe on the cage here. But two, the Ninja 5 has no onboard microphone. And if I'm gonna be recording the process of taking a photo, I want the sound of the place I'm in to be part of the experience. It has to have its own mic, and that mic has to be powered. It can't be something like this Rode Video Micro. With the equipment that I own, it has to be the Video Mic NTG. So this setup, we'll move that right over there. Now the Ninja 5 has sound. But now if I'm somewhere and I'm shooting hybrid, photo and video, I just lost the microphone for my camera so that the microphone could be on this monitor. If I'm in a really fast-paced environment like the pits at a car race and there's no chance for any redos, I want it all. I need a second shotgun mic, one for the camera, one for the Ninja 5. Here's my solution. This side handle from Smallrig. Not only does this just make it easier to carry the weight of all this together, but it has another cold shoe on top of it. So the video monitor goes up there. And that actually makes it a lot easier to hold that weight. Ninja 5 up there, Ninja 5 microphone attached. This particular side handle is height adjustable, so it slides up and down on this little mount thing, and that means you can make it so that it's the same height as the camera on a table. Now when I set it down, it's nice and sturdy on a table, and I can do whatever I need to do to the camera. Okay, so now this thing has to plug into the HDMI, but there's a handle here, so that makes it a little bit harder to get to the HDMI slot. Plus, when I'm recording here at the warehouse, I usually have this camera plugged into a big TV monitor, so I can see the settings and stuff and see if it stopped recording for whatever reason. And that HDMI cord is super long and really heavy and hangs off the side of the camera, and I'm always worried that I'm gonna bend the pins in there or something. So this little attachment is super cool. It's like an HDMI plug that can bolt down onto the camera cage. It's got a little HDMI that plugs into the camera, and then the other side, the receiving side, can bolt down onto the camera cage. So my big TV cable is still gonna yank on this port, but this thing's like $11, and so it can be the sacrificial HDMI port that I can just replace. I don't want to try to replace the one that's built into the camera. The main shotgun for the Ninja 5 can be up there. I just touched the front of my lens. So we're almost home now, but I still need somewhere to put my second shotgun mic, the one that's going to be connected to the camera rather than the one that's connected to the Ninja 5. The answer, more cold shoe. I'm putting this top handle on the cage. It connects with the NATO rail, which is just a handy thing to have on there anyway, because a lot of other accessories connect with one of these. It's also Smallrig. It's all Smallrig. This has 3 cold shoes out up front and another one in the back. And it's also just really handy to have a handle, a real sturdy handle on top of your camera for different types of shots. It's just another way to hold it. So the big Video Mic NTG for the Ninja 5 goes on the back here, and then the smaller Video Micro, is that what this thing is called? Goes on the front. Also, occasionally at events, I'm out there for a really long time, and sure, you can carry extra camera batteries, but there are no extra Rode receiver batteries or Video Mic NTG batteries if I happen to be out for a really long time, or if I get out and realized I hadn't charged one of these things. So I want somewhere to slap on a battery. I keep it super simple and just use a little USB-C Anchor battery pack. Rode makes this little adjustable spring clamp thing, you can just bolt down on the cage. Everything on here charges with USB-C, so I have no reason to need one of those big V-mount battery things with the D-tap and all that. This can just live on there. Little USB-C cable at the ready. If everything else is charged, this will just live in the camera port. And this little thing has more juice than a full camera battery, so that makes this camera last pretty much all day. Bigger Video Mic NTG goes on the back here, and the Video Micro goes on the front. So now the Video Micro is talking to this Rode transmitter. This transmitter is talking to the receiver is going into the camera. There's a second receiver in my pocket that's going to a lapel mic under my shirt. So now I'm recording everything behind the camera with that, everything in front of the camera with this. The Video Mic NTG is going into the Ninja 5, and that's getting ambient sound in front of the whole setup. And there's still one extra cold shoe attachment in the rarest of the rare cases where I don't even know what, in the dark in the pit, and I want to have a stupid little light on the front here that can attach to for this monster rig. So this thing gets a little heavy when it's all kitted out like this, but that comes with its own advantage. A super heavy camera is way more stable. Before there were gimbals, there used to be a thing called Steadicams, and I'm sure people still use them now. And on the cheaper side, a Steadicam was just a stick with a lot of weight on it that would hold your camera. The weight would hang down and it would stabilize everything. The professional versions of these things were a whole body strap with springs and hinges, and it was a whole thing. That's the rig. If you ever see me out at some tech event, if you go to CES, by all means, point it out. Say hello. And if you have some huge ergonomic improvement that I'm not using here, just leave it in the comments. I'd love to improve. Goodbye.